Spooky season is fast approaching, and over the last 2 years, September has been a month in which we have seen huge spikes in paranormal activity. But our latest capture here at the hotel may possibly be our greatest yet. Now we are about to test a theory which may solve one of the biggest mysteries of this location. Our ability to document our locations 24/7 is allowing us to capture groundbreaking moments. And here at My Haunted Hotel, these moments will cement themselves in history. But during this ongoing investigation, we believe that we have found evidence that 2 young children manifest here by the names Billy and Sarah. But to support that claim would take something extraordinary, and that moment has arrived.
Thursday the 8th of August. I was taking some guys up to put the luggage in the function room, and I was kind of just having a chat with them. They're all the way from Glasgow, dead excited, had run their own paranormal group. And while I was just having a polite conversation with them, most insane audible thing I've ever heard in this building. Check this out.
Guys, this is the raw footage from the camera system here at My Haunted Hotel. As you can see, the time here, 45 minutes past 2. It's 2:45 in the afternoon, Thursday the 8th of August. We have Harry in here and the 2 guests. They're stood in the function room, which is right here in this doorway. This is the stair camera here. We're also going to show you the corridor camera, which is above here. As you can see, completely empty. Staircase completely empty. It is only these guys in here. And here is the sound isolated from first the function room.
Don't go up the stairs and go up into the function room. Please tell me you heard that. I heard that was loud, wasn't it? That was a young girl's voice. It was.
Holy, I heard that down in
the next sound you will hear is isolated here from the stair camera. I'm going to play that one more time. We believe it says, "My name's Billy."
This is crazy because about an hour after I come in and I'm sat at the bar, and that couple came up to me and said, "You need to check 244 on the cameras." Harry was there as well. "You need to go check it. It's amazing." I went, "Oh, yeah, all right, fine, whatever." And we didn't, because we were then meeting. We went straight over to the mansion and we were filming with the Into the Unknown guys over there. We got back at 11 p.m. from the mansion and everyone went, "You need to sit down and watch this now." It's incredible.
Now, for you to say it's the biggest audible capture that has ever happened in this building is a big statement to make.
Yeah.
Now, we have had some huge moments here at My Haunted Hotel. Visually, shadow figures, the most insane evidence I've ever seen. This is unbelievably clear, to the point where you think a kid is stood under the camera shouting, "My name's Billy." They hear, all 3 of them hear, this incredibly clear voice coming from the staircase, and we were able to isolate this sound to just one camera in particular, and it is the stair camera. And I honestly, I'm going to make the claim here that this is 100% paranormal. There is no way you can explain this. We checked all the other cameras in the building, we checked outside, and there it is, clear as day. "My name's Billy." A kid's voice on the stairs right in front of 2 guests. That is a true eyewitness account that was caught on camera exactly what the My Haunted project's about. Brett, Harry and I have just got back from My Haunted Mansion and the hotel is rammed with guests. Now, I'm here with Robert, who's come all the way from... Glasgow. Robert, something insane happened to you when you arrived earlier today. What time did you arrive roughly? And you were speaking to Harry in the function room.
This must have been about 1:45, 10 to 2 we got here. Seen Harry in the, downstairs and got talking, and then we came up, asked to put our stuff up here, and then we got to talking to Harry on the function.
And explain what happened.
Basically, we're just, as I said, having a wee chit chat, and then this unusual voice came from the staircase, which we thought was a young child, and we were expecting it to come downstairs, but wow, it was just surreal.
Now here is one packed control room. Caravani, we've even got Ema Screamer in here. Jesus.
Hello.
Anything could happen. Caravani, this is the best thing I've ever seen him. Stell.
I'm blown away. Now, it was as clear as day, but I couldn't, it sounded just like a mumble at the time. Instantly I could hear exactly what this said then.
This is by far the best thing
I'm
ever.
pretty much speechless.
Caravan, play that. My name's Billy.
That's what I think it says.
I do agree.
I that's the loudest direct voice we've ever heard in this building.
Ever.
And it happened at 2:45, randomly, when you just happened to bring some bags upstairs.
Play it one more time, Caravan. You can see on the left here is where Robert is sat with your partner, Robert, yeah?
Yeah.
And Harry's in there. What are you actually talking about, Stell?
Basically, I was talking about the fact that we got cameras everywhere. It's an insanely active place. I think I said to you, and we still get people trying to debunk us, even though we've got these cameras everywhere. And right on cue, this happens.
Well, ain't no debunking this.
What is it?
Now that is the epitome of My Haunted Hotel, because guest all the way from Glasgow, witnessed that, middle of the afternoon. Can you debunk it?
No.
Tonight we're going to be experimenting on actually how we could fake something that has been claimed to have been fake that we've caught on camera. Now this is the now very infamous vinegar bottle that a lot of people have said that there was fishing wire, magnets, all these different things. I think someone claimed that it was CGI at one point. There's absolutely crazy claims, and we get them quite often, and that's absolutely fine really, as long as they are backed up with some form of evidence.
Take a look at this social media comment which clearly accuses us of fakery. Being skeptical investigators ourselves, we understand the right to question evidence, but when accusations like this are made and presented as fact, we will happily release the raw footage.
We've seen time and time again these kind of comments coming out where there really isn't any evidence to back them up. Time and time again on a normal paranormal evening here at My Haunted Hotel, 90% of the time we actually debunk what the guests actually witness here in the hotel.
One of the times I stayed in room 6, I thought I heard the music box going off in room 5, but when I contacted the lads to get them to check back, they confirmed that it was just birds singing outside because it was quite early in the morning.
So the hotel team debunk on a regular basis. Like every time you go and visit, there is something that they debunk. I've got a few examples of where that's happened when I've been there. One visit, there was a really, really loud bang from a couple of the rooms down. We thought it was in the corridor, and it turned out one guest in another room had dropped the walkie-talkie onto the wooden floor. There's been examples where we've heard whistles or knocks, and it's actually been people in a couple of rooms down. And they also do it on the live cameras as well, so you can hear things, and they will be on the chat to confirm whether there's guests in, whether it was a toilet door banging, that sort of thing.
I mean, if anyone who is watching this right now, comment below and let us know of a moment that we radioed through and debunked to you personally on your night here at the hotel, because there's been thousands of instances like that. And I think you really need to come here and understand for yourself that That's actually what we do most of the time, and our half-an-hour episodes are using 4,000 hours worth of footage per week, cut into 10-20-minute segments. So of course there's going to be a lot happening in those 30 minutes, but actually there's hundreds of thousands of hours that we didn't include.
Hi guys, I'm in the control room and I'm joined by Brett Jones and Saz, and we are looking back at the vinegar bottle footage from the 6th of August. Now, you and Gibbsy come in and you're about to have your tea.
Yes.
You are the guys that place the vinegar bottle from downstairs in the bar over onto the bench here in the function room. And what we're going to do, guys, is we are going to show you the full timeline of when the bottle is placed right up until it moves. Take a look at this. Okay, so here you guys are. You're placing the bottle down on the side there. We can just see you guys walk in. We're going to play this little segment. Here you go. There's Gibbsy with the vinegar bottle, which he places just down here, as you can see. And there we go. You guys get ready to have your dinner. Harry comes in. We are moving now way over to about 6:10. Dan Caravan comes in. The rest of the team arrive. And we now move on to 6:45. You can see us actually having our team meeting here. We continue all the way past 7 o'clock. Still, no one has touched that bottle. Move on now. It's almost 8 o'clock. We're past 8 o'clock now. Still, no one has touched the bottle. We continue, and that there is where Harry touches the bottle. Now, what he's doing is just what Harry does. He fiddles with things.
He's done it so he can lean down, right?
Yeah, so here we go. We're going to show you this segment. This is the raw footage, as you can see. There's Brett Jones coming out the toilet. And we are just doing what we do every Monday and Tuesday, which is have our team meeting before filming. Harry's doing nothing but just fiddling with the bottle. Then we move on, and the bottle does not move from that position until it actually moves. So Gibbsy is now at his laptop, and that is the moment it moves there. We're going to play this. Gibbsy is using his laptop with one hand. His other arm is down here, resting on his lap. And there, you can see the first switch of the bottle, and the rest of it moves.
So you mean to tell me that at no point in time in the 2-3 hours that bottle was there, nobody tied a piece of fishing wire around it?
I'm very sorry to disappoint the haters out there, but unfortunately not, Brett Jones.
Something else I saw actually was somebody said, who types with one hand, right? So I know a lot of people that do type with one hand. Also, if you look
closely, it is the one-handed typer now.
There he is. So he's actually scrolling on the pad. He isn't typing, you're right. He's scrolling on the pad. He was absolutely oblivious to what had happened right in front of him.
Guys, we are going to go really in depth with this because people are sceptical of it, which I absolutely agree with being sceptical. But when there are accusations being made of fakery, you need to be able to present the evidence that it is fake. What we can do is present the evidence that it is not fake. Now, I don't think any of us here are claiming that a ghost moves the bottle of vinegar. But, as we have always said throughout the project, it is a paranormal event, meaning it is not a normal event. I've never seen a vinegar bottle move in this way before, and it's very strange. But Gibbsy, obviously you've been accused of pulling the vinegar bottle with a piece of string with your left arm. I was actually accused of pulling it with my foot, which is absolutely insane because it doesn't even happen at the exact time. But just your message to anyone that's accused you of that.
I didn't even see it. I just, it's right in front of me. I didn't even see it. Like, I mean, I'm sat there. I'm looking at some stuff for the hotel that I'm working on currently, and I hear Brett something out in my peripheral vision. I saw something, but I didn't know what it was. And then Brett's reaction, anyone see that? And I'm still really none the wiser after that. You two go running off, and you come back telling me the vinegar bottle's moved.
To start off with, we are going to replicate the exact conditions that this vinegar bottle was sat on the table. We have sat Saz in exactly where she was, Harry exactly where he was, Gibbsy exactly where he is, with his one-handed typing. Dan is over there, currently just doing whatever you were doing, which was nothing, right? I'm going to sit on this table, and we're going to see whether or not this bottle moves with us tapping on the table, banging on the table, and seeing whether or not it's one of us that cause vibrations. So other than the fact that I have a weird aversion to sitting on actual chairs, and I always sit on tables, don't know why, this is where I was sat, and one of the comments suggests that me tapping my foot on the table is what makes the vinegar bottle move, which the harder I do it, it's not really going anywhere. So not only were we sat here for a couple hours, knocking on the table and, you know, moving around and putting drinks up and down, that didn't move it then. My foot now isn't moving it. Is there something else? The other thing we could check right now was whether there was moisture under the bottle itself. The other possibility is that it could have been Harry who was tapping his foot or pushing on the table in some way.
The boutons.
Wow. This is the poshest debunk ever. The other possibility is that the vinegar bottle had some sort of condensation on it. Now, I'm not a science teacher. Does vinegar get condensation? I doubt it, because it's not cold or hot or, yeah. So we're going to just put some water on the bottom of it and see whether or not that had any sort of change to it at all. I'm very conscious that I've got water over your laptop here. Right.
I'm a bit conscious about that.
Yeah, right. Just move it a bit. Now, we've seen this happen time and time again with glasses downstairs in the bar. They're commonly kind of said, oh, the glass is moving, but it's obviously condensation under the glass. Now, you do see a little bit of movement. I would say maybe a tiny bit, but it's not crossing the whole table.
There's not a chance either that there was moisture on the bottom of that vinegar bottle. You guys brought it up, and the bench is always dry.
Yeah.
So I'm just tying some fishing line now along the top. So a few people mentioned the top moved as if it was pulled. So what we've done, we've tried to get the fishing line at that kind of nice safety point, and we're going to try and pull it and just see how that looks on camera. So you're the one that was accused of it, Gibbsy. Okay, that looked really different to what I expected.
Can we do it again, please? Try and pull as slowly as possible.
Oh. That sort of replicates it a little bit,
It
right?
did spin, I noticed, on the movement.
Let's do it one more time. 3, 2, sorry, bear with me. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's go one more time, but slower. This is now the 4th time of trying.
So we're now going to replicate it with the camera in IR mode, which is the same as when this was captured.
As you can see, our attempt to replicate is completely different to the original footage, and the vinegar bottle remains a mystery.
As you may have seen when we were at my haunted mansion last week, I was blown away with these noises and kind of on command as well. And I debunked it. It was a pigeon in the ceiling. I was basically talking to a pigeon for all of about 15 minutes. So what I'm saying is we debunk most situations.
Now we are about to conduct one of our biggest experiments and put to test whether or not the famous sword being placed back into room 4 lays the building to rest. Last year when we attempted this, something happened at the exact moment it was removed from the downstairs bar.
Yeah, I mean, we can do, but I need access to this space because I want to get the tri-field meter down here in this exact spot here, because you can actually hear how hollow it is there.
Yeah, true.
And then we can set up everything else around it. Whoa!
Where the was that?
Hello? It was within the wall. It's not caused.
Oh, it's Harry. John, are you alright with the door?
No, it's alright, I've done all the hard work.
You've got no idea what's just happened.
Now we would leave the sword in room 4 for a number of days to test this theory.
Very shortly we are going to be removing the sword from the bar downstairs, and when this happens, we have no idea what effect it will have in this building. We have put a very high-tech EVP system within room 4, which will allow me to stand here and monitor any waveforms that may occur within that room. We have a high-powered Rode microphone recording everything that happens. Now, I'm very interested to see, at the moment the sword is removed, if we can almost replicate what happened with Harry, Brett and I last year now. We have atmospheric sensors going on in there as well to determine whether this has an effect on the entire building, whether it has an effect on just room 4, or whether we cannot replicate this theory at all.
We were all set and had everything in place. Our readouts in room 4 were all stable, and I was monitoring the audio closely. Gibbsy and Saz were in room 3, and downstairs, Harry, Brett and Dan were about to move the sword.
Right now, Harry, Brett and Dan are downstairs at the bar. They're going to take the sword off. Dan is then going to follow them up and move into room 3, where the big noise happened last time Harry, Brett and I attempted to do this. Harry and Brett are going to then leave the sword in room 4 and move to room 5, and I'm going to monitor everything here from the EVP station.
Now watch and listen closely as Harry, Brett and Dan begin to head upstairs. I recognise a spike in the audio of room 4, and unbeknown to me at the time, there is also a huge shift in the atmosphere within that room.
Right, straight away here, I have seen a very weird little glitch in the audio wave. I'm going to have to review this back to work out what this is.
Now watch again as the static field shifts dramatically, backing up the audio interference at the exact time the sword is being moved.
Place. Let's leave it.
The sword is now in room 4.
Okay. The sword is off the wall and is now back in 4. And we're in here just waiting it out now. We're now going to be picking up anything that might be going on in there. We've got paranormal puck that will pick up all the different atmospheric things, and also a high-powered microphone in there to see whether or not we can pick up any noises. Now this is to prevent us being in the room to cause any contamination.
The weird thing is, at the moment, why are we so out of breath?
Because all we did was walk up the stairs with a wooden box.
You're like trying to catch your breath at the moment.
Are you aware of what's just been placed in the room next to us?
Why does it have an effect on this building when it's put back in that room? Harry's reported an odd smell that fills the entire building when it gets moved.
Are you happy that it's been placed back there?
It feels like so calm, doesn't it?
Really quiet. I'm waiting for something, but there's just nothing.
Everything is stable, and after 30 minutes, I make my way to room 5 to join Harry and Brett.
So, I'm not sure the exact point you lifted it off the bar, but there's some small audio waves in the recording. I've obviously not reviewed it back.
Okay.
I don't know what they are. There's a couple more as well, which I actually think are cars going past, but this is small little spikes.
Yeah, we have to be aware. What is it, like 9 p.m, 8 p.m? So there is still noise outside.
I've left the whole thing recording in there,
okay,
just to see if anything happens.
Are you happy that it's been placed back there?
We believe we once communicated with an Alexander who said it was his sword. Is this true?
We were just saying it feels like really calm.
Doesn't it remind you of when we did it
last
year?
Obviously the difference was we were expecting loads and we got 0.
Yeah. Now technically, if our theory's right here, nothing should happen over the next few days that it's in there, and then when we take it back out when the guests come in later this week, things should resume with all the weird little knocking sounds. And
an hour passes and still nothing happens. Harry, Brett and I head down to the control room as Dan, Gibbsy and Saz move into room 4.
I've never been this close to it. You haven't either, have you?
No, it's cool.
I really like this actually because was it your first visit with Alexander?
It's one of the things that changed my whole
Everything.
perception of the paranormal was the session in here. And look now, would that take? Although it was seemingly really intelligent, the K2, would I take that as gospel? Now probably not. I'd probably need more. But it was definitely the very first step in converting me from absolutely it's all a load of rubbish and I don't believe it to actually there's something in this that I want to delve deeper into.
Can I just counteract what you've said? So having been here probably hundreds of times now and spending so much time here, the K2 activity we got that day, actually I have never seen repeated.
No, I've
so
not.
that, like, for me, gives it more weight to what happened.
It does. I'm just saying. I think for me now, I would probably need more than just a K2 to go off.
I don't know if everyone feels the same, but when you're eating Rebels, there's always one scary sweet in there, isn't there?
The coffee ones.
Yeah.
I think we should do it.
Oh no, I don't do. Oh.
Really?
Alright, but whatever you pick, even if you think it's a coffee one, you've got to do it.
I like coffee, but I don't like coffee chocolate.
I hate coffee.
That's coffee.
That looks like it could be a coffee one. Have you just...
Wow.
Have you rigged this?
No.
That looks like it could be... Oh, it's all melted.
It could be a Malteser.
I wonder if this one's a coffee
That's
one.
a f***ing minstrel.
You've got a minstrel! That's
yeah, but
so
why the minstrel's got no hard case on it?
Because I don't think that... Is that maybe like a trademark?
Why are they made by the same company?
Oh, maybe.
Right, come on. 3,
okay, go on.
2, 1.
Toffee! Oh. Toffee! Yes!
Mine was a minstrel, that's mad.
No way!
Yeah. We got the coffee one.
Did you get the one?
Oh, it's absolutely filthy.
What were they called? Poppets? Is that right? Is that what, do you remember those? That's what they taste like.
So if we did communicate with Alexander that day, and this is your sword, You confirmed to us that you wanted it bringing back up to this room. And now it's here. If you can see us and see what we're doing and hear us, can you make a noise, please?
That wasn't on the door, that was outside.
Did you hear it?
Heard it, yeah.
Yeah, that was outside that door.
It was like a little drag noise.
Yeah.
You're asking us to leave the sword here, but we need to know why.
Does it bring peace to this building?
Again.
Yeah.
Can you make that sound louder for us, please?
Would you make that sound louder if it brings peace to the building?
Or is it just that you want it back here in this place?
That was a knockout
was a knock.
again. Yeah, absolutely a knock.
We need sort of more, something more, don't we? Because it's the same sort of just every time. It's definitely not water.
No, it's not.
Shall I use my nail on that door and just try and replicate the noise?
Yeah. Yeah.
See, because it's
maybe.
It's so slight. I mean, I hope it's being picked up, but
It's so quiet.
Although we have got the road mic in here.
Yeah, let me just.
That is the sound.
I didn't do it, Dan. That was outside the door. That wasn't me.
Oh.
I hadn't touched it. I went like that, about to do it, and it just did it.
Just one sec.
And again.
Would you like us to open the door? Would you like this lady to let you in?
Saz herself.
Well, she went to grab the door, and it happened as she went to grab it.
Okay, let me just...
It just startled me. I was literally about to tap the door, and I heard it from the other side. Shall I try it again? So
I was like, that's the exact sound.
Like it wasn't me. Okay, let me just...
Yeah, that is the sound. But
Do you like that, Gibbsy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was on the paper, one sec.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's like that.
My nail on the door. I wasn't happy with that. I felt like I was cornered.
I'll try it with very short nails.
Oh, that works too. Yeah.
That was the sound there, wasn't it? 100%.
This is the only thing to occur in room 4, and the sword will remain there for the next 4 days.
I went over to the door just to try and replicate the noise using my nail. As I put my finger up to the door to tap, Dan said yes, just like that, and it wasn't me. It was on the other side of the door. And then there was noises from behind me. And I think because of where I was stood, I felt a little bit trapped and freaked out a little bit. But I did my best just to stay where I was. But it was a really weird moment. I've been in room 4 so many times and I've never experienced that.
We now have to see whether or not anything happens. The rest of the week, we'll see. I'm actually working on the bar tomorrow for 10 hours, so if anything happens then, I can go up and check myself, which will be quite handy. Harry obviously has access at all times, so we'll have to see whether or not anything actually happens.
All is quiet. I've had no reports of the staff. I've experienced nothing myself. Might have turned my youngest son into a bit of a psycho. He's threw a dinosaur at my head and made me bleed last night, but other than that, all good.
Later that day, the sword was removed from room 4. Now we await to see what happens as we continue our experiments, and of course, with guests checking in, we look to document more eyewitness accounts.